Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we will discuss related to visa interview for students. Normally in Austrian Embassy Islamabad, when you apply for a student visa, there are you have to go to embassy at least 4 times. And many of you asked about the interview questions or what questions can they ask normally when you visit the embassy. In this video, I will try to cover all of the questions step by step. So stay tuned with me and I will tell you briefly what interview questions or what questions can occur and in which stage they will do a formal or informal interview and what type of questions they can ask you when you are applying for particularly study visa related to Austria. So we'll start with the first phase. Firstly, when you enter to embassy or when you are planning to go to Austria, your first step is to verify your documents. For that, you need a appointment, as you have to apply for an appointment and you get an appointment on the day of your appointment. You have to carry all your original documents plus one copy for embassy and one copy for you. So your original documents will be returned to you and they will keep a copy with them. So normally they don't they when you enter the embassy, firstly they will ask you to give them your original identification. In normal cases it should be a passport or a national ID card. So normally it's better to carry your passport with you. You show them your passport and they will check your appointment. They will check the originality of the passport and they will let you inside the embassy. When you are inside the embassy, they will ask you to wait for your turn, and normally it depends upon case to case. It can be between 30 minutes to 2 hours. So when they will call you to the counter, normally there is a transparent glass window in front of you, and the embassy official will be sitting on the other side. He or she will ask you firstly to give him or her your original identification documents. In your case it would be like passport or such things, and they will ask you to give them the printout of the appointment email. So when you will provide them, after that they will ask you to give them all of your original documents. You will provide them like on the under from this transparent glass, and they will check all your original documents, and then they will ask you for a copy. They will keep the copy with you, and like they will count the documents and they will give you a printout that you have submitted the documents, and also ask you to pay the fees in your national currency, normally in rupees or whatever currency in your countries. When you will pay the fees for verification, then they will give you a receipt at the end of the day, and they will say you that they will contact you by call or by email in next few weeks. That is it for that day. There will be no particular interview for the verification. So you come with your slip, your original documents, a copy you have original documents, and a slip. These three things will be returned to you, and you will come out from the embassy. And after like a few weeks you will get an email that your verification report is positive. Now you can come for legalization of the documents. So the again procedure, you have to apply for an appointment. You will get an appointment normally quicker than verification appointment, and then you will take all your original documents with you. The same procedure, they will check your verification documents on the entrance, ID documents like passport on the entrance, and then they will allow you to enter the embassy. When you are inside the embassy, firstly they will ask you which documents you want to legalize. So you have to give them like documents, and also tell them how many documents are there, like 5, 10, whatever the number of the documents. It's depend upon you which documents you wanna legalize. There is an extra video in my channel which documents are required if you are applying from Pakistan, particularly which are required to verify. So let's suppose that you want to legalize 5 documents. So they will calculate it in euros, like 5 multiplied by 80. It must be 400 euros, and in equivalence they will ask you to pay the fees for the legalization, and they will take original documents from you, and they will ask you to come back in 5 hours or 6 hours or 4 hours. Normally it's depending upon what was your appointment time. They will return it after 2 p.m. normally. So there is no interview, you just have to submit the documents, and after 2 p.m. you will go to embassy, show your passport, and go inside and collect your documents. And now there will be a stamp on the back of or in front of your each document with a stamp and a signature that your documents are legalized. So now these documents are very authenticated for official use all over the Austria. So next comes the phase after you get admission into the university. Now you want to apply for a residence permit. So at the day of residence permit, it's the same procedure. You firstly have to apply for a appointment. You go to the embassy, then according to your residence permit application for students, they will ask you to submit the documents. So according to the list provided in verification in residence permit application, you have to provide all the documents to the embassy. They will collect all the documents, and they will make a file. You have to sign at least 2 or 3 pages. There will be some signature related to that everything is original, and you are giving them all accurate information. Yeah. So after that they will ask you they will inform you by email when the residence permit will be approved from Austria. In this case, all of your documents will be with the embassy. They will take all of your documents, and they will give you a certificate or a letter like that you have applied for a residence permit, and now you have to wait. Normally 4 weeks, sometimes 12 weeks is a normal, very normal procedure for residence permit visa application. There is no particular questions related to residence permit at the level of the Austrian embassy. What happens is, like, after 3 weeks or 4 weeks, your case is for example with the ministry, with your local council in Salzburg, in Graz, in Vienna, and they will email you provided you've already provided in your residence permit application related to sometimes finance or sometimes housing and everything. If they have any question, they will ask you that in this particular area they need some clearance from you. Let's suppose they want you to clarify why your uncle is sponsoring you, why not you are sponsoring yourself. And it could be a case they are asking you you have to provide a residence or accommodation certificate or a house rent certificate, or you have to pay you have to provide them, for example, renting agreement or such things. They can ask you an email, and you have to satisfy them with all the provided documents through email. And normally it's very straightforward procedure. They will ask you an email, you have to write them a proper email address with all your details, passport number, date of birth, and concern answer clearly in English. And also, if you know the German, and you can provide answers in German. So if they accept it, everything is fine. You will get a call from the embassy that your residence permit has been approved. In some cases they have some doubts, they will send you a second email that your email doesn't satisfy you, you have to write them, or maybe you can call them and you can satisfy them normally in any case according to your question. So this is a way how it is. There is no particular question at the level of embassy, but you can get an email from the council where you are applying or where you are staying for the duration of your studies. It could be any city where the university is located. So as soon as your residence permit is approved, now the final stage comes for visa D. Visa D is very simple. You just have to give you get an appointment, and this appointment comes really very quickly, like in 15 days you have to get an appointment, apply for a visa, and you have to provide air ticket, and that's it. There is no question asked at the time of residence permit, at the time of visa D. So verification, legalization, residence permit, and visa D, there are no particular questions asked by the embassy. Only questions asked can be asked at the stage of residence permit from your concerned city office which will issue you residence permit. They will have some doubt. If they will have some doubts related to your finance, your housing, or your previous education, they will just write you an email. You have to answer them or satisfy them through any means whatsoever you find it accurate for the questions, and that is that will maybe a follow-up email, and then you have to communicate all over through email. So normally there is no face-to-face interview, at least for Austria, and how it is the procedure for study visa in Austria. I hope that all your questions related to interviews for study visa to Austria are covered in this interview in this video. If you have further questions, please be open to write me under this video your questions, and I will try to answer your questions as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching this video, and hope you will like this video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.